Hello, hello, and happy Thursday to all of my amazing Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today. We're going to be talking about love. Like I said before, we're going to be talking about love series. This video in particular is going to be talking about sex with the Leo. So kiddies, this is not for you. This is for the adults. All right, let's get into it, Leos. Let's get into it. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my amazing Leos as it relates to every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions and spirituality, and where they need to take action. I am talking to my caring, out here living a great life, optimistic, natural leaders who are also kind and protective, loyal, honest, vivacious, creative, passionate, generous, warm-hearted, cheerful, humorous. Lions, yes, your ruling planet is the sun. We know the sun is responsible for identity and life purpose. It sits at the center of the solar system. Leos, this is why I always tell you, you don't have to do anything but just wake up and shine. That's it. Rise and shine. It's talking about the Leo. Rise and shine. Every day you wake up, you rise and shine. You don't really have to do a lot, but just stand there and just shine, right? Constantly be in a state of positivity, higher vibration. You don't have any competition. The sun has no competition whatsoever. It's the largest star, right? It even illuminates the moon. I have to keep drilling this in because I want to make sure people understand. See, when Leos do the most or do extra, that's what turns people off, right? But when all you have to do is walk into a room and shine, you can walk into a room with a paper bag over your head or a potato sack over your body. People are still going to wonder, who is that shining over there? It's going to bring attention to you regardless because of where you sit. Your ruling planet sits in the center of the solar system, right? So remember, as a fixed fire sign, you actually stimulate and you cause action rather than having to perform it. So just like a lion who sits on their throne, his throne, other people are kind of sort of doing things around you, right? It's you're motivating people, you're stirring things up. Like, so the sun, while it shines light on everything, right? Think about when you go outside. When you go outside today, if the sun is shining, depending on where you are in the world, because I know that I have subscribers from all over the world. If the sun is shining, or go outside whenever the sun is shining, it illuminates everything, right? There's really nothing, where you can hide. The sun is always there, here, there, shining on everything, right? Either people are going to love the fact that your energy is actually healing. That's that vitamin D is actually healing them, or it's going to shine a light on the things that they feel insecure about. So when you say that people hate me, actually what it is they hate that part of themselves that they may or may not be ready to heal from, right? It's not you, Leos. Right, you don't have to do the most. You never have to do the most. We're going to talk about sex with you when we pulling out these cards. Look at this. So people want to know, how is sex with the Leo? This is one area I can tell you that is highly gratifying, right? So for my cross watchers, if you ever thinking about, I just met this Leo, I'm thinking about like, how is it going to be? I want to say this again. This is an area that could be highly gratifying if you're up to it. If you are interested in dating a Leo, just know that you may walk away saying that was the bomb.com, right? So Leos, just so you know, really tend to be sexually oriented. So they genuinely expect frequent sex, but of high quality. Bring your A game to the bedroom or wherever it is, right? Wherever it's going down, that's what you bring in your A game, right? You can't be slacking. You can't be just like lazy, the whole 9 yards, right? And so, but keep in mind too, you can't be the person who is just like running off, kissing and telling everybody, oh my God, I met this Leo and such and such and such and such, because you could quickly be shut down, okay? That's, just in case somebody has questions about being with, Leos like frequent sex. They like high quality sex. They absolutely want you to cater to them. They're going to cater to you, the whole 9 yards. And so they'll let you know exactly if you are meeting their needs. They'll tell you physically and verbally if you're meeting their needs. All right, let's get into your reading. Here we have 9 of Swords. We also have the Death Rebirth, and we're talking about love. We're talking about sex, love with a Leo. We're also sex and love, not to be used interchangeably. We have 7 of Wands. We have the 10 of Wands. Because I want people to start being completely honest with themselves, like about all areas of their lives. And this is what I'm doing, like a breakdown of like sex, work, family, friends. I'm going to try to do a breakdown as much as possible. But this series is love. So just these videos might pop up at any time. So please don't forget to set your alerts, right? So these videos might pop up at any time, right? So we also have the King of Cups. We also have the Page of Swords, right? Some of you all have been in some very, very difficult romantic relationships, sex, intimacy, sex, love, have been in some really challenging relationships. I want you to start being completely true and honest with yourselves, right? I don't want you to get immediately attached to a person if all the things that you want in a relationship don't align with who you know that you are and what your expectations are, right? Don't let superficial things get in the way, right? So looks like this person right here this is you, right? Some of you all have really been frustrated. Like one part of a relationship may be good, another part may be like, it's really, really awful. One of the things as a divine masculine sign is that you want to communicate exactly how you feel to your partner, your significant other, or whatever the case may be, so that you're not left like this, feeling like this, frustrated. Let's say you're a highly sexual person, you like it frequently, you like quality, every single time they got to bring it, they got to bring their A game, and they're not, and you're frustrated. That conversation needs to be had up front. It needs to be had immediately, because if not, and that person leaves the situation feeling like, oh, I did my thing, or I'm satisfied and you may not be satisfied, it needs to be communicated, because it will leave you feeling like this, frustrated and feeling like you're by yourselves, and then depending on what else is going on in your lives, feeling alone, right? So part of getting to a place of being completely honest and truthful with yourselves, Leo, you want to make sure you meditate on a regular basis, right? See yourself in a highly passionate relationship, but it's not just the sex piece. It's the romance. It's the person who can use discretion, somebody who's not kissing and telling. Like, be honest with yourselves. You're a person who is just like, okay, you like it frequently, you like it to be gratifying, the whole 9 yards. You may have to sit down and talk to that person and ask them a couple of questions to see how they deal with discretion. Are they a person who kisses and tell? Are they a person who's like, dry snitching, the whole 9 yards? That might not be a person that you want to engage with, right? So I see some of you all like, you've learned through multiple stations of your life of being enlightened, right? And so this is wisdom and knowledge. This is not baggage. So I don't want you to look at it as like, okay, I've had this amount of lovers and I look at all this baggage, nobody's going to want me, the whole 9 yards. This is actually wisdom and knowledge that you've acquired along your journey. This is you being enlightened, sometimes being burned by people along the journey, maybe kissing and telling people, putting your information all over online and talking about you and the whole 9 yards. So it's best for you to take that blowtorch and burn that to a crisp and move on. You've acquired wisdom and knowledge, more so about yourselves, Leo, than other people. If you're a person who likes discretion and you know what you like, be honest with yourselves first and foremost. Sit down and start asking people questions. You can find out a lot about people without being, sometimes you want to ask direct questions. Like, are you a person who kisses and tell? Of course, the person is they're filling out your energy too, especially depending on what sign it is. They could be filling out energy very, very well, and they could just flat out tell you no and be lying in your face, right? So sometimes you got to ask other questions to kind of sort of find out. Sometimes you got to put them through the test, see them in different environments or whatever, so that you'll see, okay, how do they handle this situation versus how do they handle that situation? Drop a couple of other hints and see who they run out and tell. See if it's just like if they have diarrhea of the mouth. I can assure you, if it's something as simple as what could be something simple, because I don't know what you would deem as simple. Your middle name, I don't know, like let's say your middle name is Dean or Drea, whatever, and they run and tell everybody, like, I didn't know that would be even topic of discussion. Like, how did that come up? How did my middle name come up in a conversation? But anyway, so whatever you deem is simple, but you may have to like put fillers out there, see exactly what they tell, like real simple stuff or whatever. But you want to do your work up front. The first and foremost thing you want to do is be honest with yourself. What are you looking for in a lover? Be honest. I mean, completely honest with yourselves. Are you looking for some frequency? Is that going to be a deal breaker for you if the person is just like, I just don't feel like it, or the person who is so ruled by emotions, you know, they could have had a bad day at work and you're like, okay, well, for you it may feel like, okay, that's a stress reliever for me to engage in this with the person that I love and the person that I'm with or whatever. And for them, it may be so distracting because they had a rough day at work and so stressed. After a while, you have to ask yourselves, is this something that I want to be with? I mean, am I being superficial? No, if it's something that you love and it's something that you like, be honest with yourselves first and foremost, because those conversations need to be had. They do. So some of you all have come through some really challenging, difficult relationships, but guess what? You don't look like what you've been through. Why? Because you don't see this as baggage, because it's not baggage. It's wisdom and knowledge that you've acquired along the way, right? And so the more and more we are truthful and honest with ourselves, the happier our lives become, because we are completely open and honest with ourselves about what we like and what we don't like, right? Again, being near a body of water is going to help you to balance out your emotions, right? Some of you all have Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio in your chart, but again, you want to balance out your emotions. You want to get your creativity going, right? And so being like taking spiritual showers, taking spiritual baths, being near a beach, being near a pond, a lake, some body of water, a stream, a beach, whatever, ocean, the sea, whatever, you know, you want to get those creative juices flowing. You also want to learn how to balance out your energies, right? And so, but this is about being completely, totally honest and truthful with yourselves. Some of your relationships have come to an end. Some of the relationship with yourself, we talk about death, rebirth. Some of the relationships with yourselves, that part of yourselves, it's like feeling like, okay, well, I want to make sure that I am accommodating my person, and maybe they may not be as open to trying new things that I am. So, but that part of you is dying, right? That's a death rebirth, and you're starting to fully come into your own, like really shining your light. What you don't understand, some of you all don't understand, is how powerful the sun is, your ruling planet, and those healing properties. And really, you don't have to do a whole lot except to shine. We're not talking about like in the bedroom. You're not going to just light it like a piece of wood, but of course, you are going to. You're going to show your partner some new things, and hopefully they're open to exploring those as well, right? So that part of you of just kind of feeling like you almost have to morph into your significant other, you're going to be more vocal about it, like really, really about what nurtures you more, right? Sounds a little selfish, right? But in the big scheme of things, if you're not going to get what if you're not being completely honest with yourselves, and you're not being completely honest with your partner or partners, because a lot of people are into polyamorous relationships, and some people are into monogamy, whatever your thing is, own it. Be honest with yourselves about it, because that's how you're going to get like total fulfillment in this realm. All right, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, so this death rebirth card is attached to Scorpio. It's water sign. So again, being near a body of water is going to help you significantly when it comes to calming your emotions, and also inspiring you, that creativity, like really getting more creative with yourself and your desires and all those things, right? So and getting in contact with your feelings, your desires, your beliefs about sex, what you really desire, how things make you feel, the whole nine yards. This is what you're getting in contact with, right, by being near a body of water. So we have the King and Queen of Cups. Also, we have the High Priestess, was attached to the moon, which is Cancer's ruling planet, right? So you got all this water here, and then you got Pisces here. This moon card is attached to Pisces. So again, you want to really be in touch with how you feel. I mean, how you really feel, what your belief systems are when it comes to sex. And I'm being be completely honest, because a lot of people don't want to, especially in a society that says that it's okay for men to be one way and women to be another way. Listen, I want you to be completely free with who you are, but be completely honest first and foremost with exactly what it is you want. If you're not being fulfilled sexually and in other ways in your relationship, and that's kind of sort of high on the priority list for you, is that you want it to be as gratifying as the experience that you can provide for other people. Hey, listen, you may need to make some changes. Here we have Magician, which is attached to the planet Mercury. Communicate. Mercury is the planet of communication. You want to communicate exactly how you feel, right? Then we have the Ace of Wands. This speaks to your third eye or your brow chakra, right? You're on fire. You know exactly what it is that you want. And to try to suppress how you really feel with your partner or your significant other, somebody that you deeply care about or even may love or like deeply or whatever, you trying to suppress that is going to make you actually vibrate low. It's going to actually make you vibrate low. Because let's say you have a friend who's like in a relationship and they're enjoying themselves and they're like, oh my God, Leo, oh, guess what? I was with so-and-so and this is what happened and that's what happened. We was like swinging off. We was swinging from the chandelier. We was doing backflips. You know, I did a 360, like just like backflip. Then next I landed on them. They land. I mean, just craziness, right? And you sitting there like, oh my God, really? Who is this person? That's never happened for me. Okay, so you got to communicate those things. You got to communicate those things with your significant other. You got to know exactly if you're willing to go to such depth and such lengths with your significant other when you feel comfortable with that person. And of course, there's a lot of things that lead up to that. But when you feel comfortable with that person, communicate it with it, right? This is what we're talking about Mercury right here, right? You know exactly what you want, right? Because listen, let me tell you, one of the things is that this is letting me know that you attract money, right? That's the energy of money, because money is just another form of energy. When you are completely open and honest with yourself, because there's nothing like a person who is completely honest with themselves. I mean, like unapologetically honest with themselves. You attract every single thing that you want. You do. You attract everything that you want. But a lot of people are not completely honest with themselves because they're afraid of how it's going to look to other people. Yeah, so I'm seeing you also attracting a great deal of money, right? You're being down to earth. You're communicating exactly what you want. You're in touch with your feelings, your belief systems, you know, your desires. You're in complete touch with all of that. You like gratifying sex. You like it frequently. You want somebody who is going to be able to match you in that area. Hey, say it. Come out your mouth and say it. Communicate it, okay? Let's pull an oracle card. And see, by now, you know, these are the cards that I'm using for right now. We have, if you want to screenshot this, go on and screenshot it, Leos. Yes. All right, let's pull an oracle card and close this out. I love this. I love this segment. We're going to be talking about a lot of things as it relates to love, not just sex, just like the first date with the Leo, or Leo X, the Leo this, the Leo that, and all the other signs, okay? So, yeah, stay tuned for this, and just don't forget to set your alerts. All right, let's see. I will write down 5 things I want my life to be remembered for, just in case somebody wants to screenshot that. And then what does it say on the back? You were made for immortality. Boom. Yes. Open your mouth. Communicate. Tell people exactly what you want in the bedroom, Leos. And I'm telling you, either they down for it or they not, but you'll get your answers up front. You know, like I said, put some feelers out there, you know, see if people, like if you're a person who likes discretion or who loves discretion, and you don't want somebody who's going to run and kiss and tell every 5 minutes or whatever. It's like, oh my God, I was with, okay, we know that you were with the sun. We know that the energy was healing. We know that this was probably like, the best that you've ever had. But do you need to go run and tell everybody? No. And if you do, you run in the risk of me burning this to a crisp. This is you, Leo, saying of me burning this bridge to a crisp, never to return. Like then you'll have no more access to me. So you have to sit off somewhere, rocking back and forth, sucking your thumb over in the corner, wishing and hoping that somehow I come back your way. I'm talking about you, Leos, right? That's what I have for you. That was a little jokey joke, but that's what I have for you, Leos. Have a fantastic day, and thank you for supporting my channel. I try to bring some fun content to you all, but this right here is your general reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, go to my website, queenamunra.com, and then select schedule your session, and you'll see my calendar, pricing, and everything. All right, bye.